Is there a single human being capable of striking fear into the heart of an entire nation? If you ask Argentina, the answer is simple: yes. December 18th, 2022, the day Argentina finally touched the trophy they had been chasing for decades. The day Lionel Messi stood on the brink of immortality. But to get there, they had to survive something far more terrifying than pressure. They had to survive Kylian Mbappé. Because on that night, one man didn't just play football. He drained hope, shattered nerves, and pushed an entire country to the edge of collapse. This wasn't just a final, it was a psychological war, and it became the greatest World Cup match ever played. The 2022 World Cup final was special for many reasons. Every World Cup final is massive, but this one carried a unique emotional weight. Millions of Lionel Messi fans around the world believed this was it, his last dance. At 35 years old, this was likely his final opportunity to win the one trophy missing from his career, the World Cup. And Argentina felt it. The pressure wasn't just about football, it was about history. Argentina hadn't won the World Cup in 36 years. Finals had brought only heartbreak: 1990, 2014. Messi himself had lost final after final with the national team until Copa America 2021 finally broke the curse. Now, one final obstacle remained. Argentina's journey to the final didn't start like a fairy tale. In fact, it started with shock. A stunning opening defeat to Saudi Arabia sent the football world into chaos. Their unbeaten streak was over, doubts flooded in instantly. But Argentina didn't break. They responded with maturity, winning the next two group matches and finishing top of their group. Then came the knockout stages. Australia pushed them harder than expected. The Netherlands dragged them into one of the most chaotic and controversial matches of the tournament. Argentina threw away a 2-goal lead and found themselves on the brink of elimination. Penalties. At that moment, only mentality mattered, and Argentina survived. In the semifinals, Argentina faced Croatia, the team that had just eliminated Brazil. On paper, it looked dangerous. In reality, it was Argentina's most comfortable match of the tournament, a dominant 3-0 victory. Messi was untouchable, and suddenly, destiny stood just one match away, just like in 2014. But destiny had one final test: France, the reigning world champions, and more importantly, Kylian Mbappé. 4 years earlier, a teenage Mbappé had destroyed Argentina in the round of 16. 2 goals, 1 penalty, 1. Man of the match. Now he was stronger, faster, more experienced, and hungry for a second World Cup. Argentina would have Messi, France would have Mbappé, a collision between generations. From the first whistle, Argentina were flawless, calm, confident, aggressive. Messi dictated the tempo. France couldn't breathe. The breakthrough came when Angel Di Maria was brought down in the box. Penalty. Lionel Messi stepped up and buried it. 1-0 Argentina. And they weren't done. A devastating counterattack ended with Di Maria finishing beautifully. 2-0. Argentina were in total control. Di Maria, the silent hero of Argentine history, once again delivered on the biggest stage. By halftime, it felt over. France had no shots on target, no rhythm, no answers. What Argentina didn't realize was how deeply they had wounded Mbappé's pride. France made changes. Didier Deschamps searched for solutions. Nothing worked. Argentina controlled possession, controlled the tempo, controlled emotions. With 30 minutes left, Argentina did what many teams do in finals. They tried to protect the lead. And that's when everything changed. In the 85th minute, Mbappé finally struck. A burst of pace. A penalty won. Emiliano Martinez stood in his way. The world's most feared penalty stopper. Martinez guessed right and got a touch, but the ball still went in. 2-1. Suddenly, doubt crept in. Argentina's confidence cracked, and Mbappé smelled blood. 1 minute later, just 1 minute. Mbappé combined with Thuram. The ball came back to him, And then he unleashed one of the greatest goals ever scored in a World Cup final. A perfect volley. 2-2. In 97 seconds, Mbappé turned paradise into hell. The stadium froze. Argentina froze. The world froze. Memories came flooding back. Control without victory. Mbappé destroying Argentina. Just was history repeating itself? Every time Mbappé touched the ball, an entire nation held its breath. Argentina were no longer playing football. They were surviving fear. Extra time arrived, just like in 2014. But this night refused to follow old scripts. Argentina pushed again. And in the second half of extra time, Lionel Messi scored. 3-2 Argentina. The dream was alive again. Surely this time. Surely now. But Mbappe wasn't finished. Another penalty, the third of the match. The pressure was unbearable. Mbappe stepped up. Hat trick. 3-3. The first player since 1966 to score 3 goals in a World Cup final. One man against the nation. France almost won it. Kolo Muani found himself one-on-one. Emiliano Martinez saved Argentina's soul. It was destiny. Penalties. Mbappe went first. He scored. Messi answered. He scored. But France cracked. Coman missed. Tchouaméni missed. Argentina were perfect. And when the final penalty went in, Argentina were world champions. After 36 years, Messi lifted the trophy. Immortality secured. But this story isn't only about Argentina's joy. It's about Kylian Mbappé, the man who terrified a nation, the man who refused to let destiny go unchallenged. A final with heroes, a final with villains, a final worthy of cinema. The greatest World Cup match ever played.